Hey guys, it's Kim. We're outside today because it's gorgeous, so we'll be using no props. We'll have a shorter flow just to kind of get things moving. So let's start standing here. So since we're going to start standing, let's go feet a little wider than hips. Take a second to lift all of the toes. Spread them wide. And now as you do that, ground down through the ball of the big toe. And then ground a little bit through the ball, the pinky toe and the heel. And as you do that, lift through the arch and magnetize the inner legs together. So we actually start to fire through the inner legs. Gather in and up some through the pelvic floor. So we lengthen the tailbone. So it's not a big scoop. It's more of a gathering to lengthen. And then reach straight up through the crown of the head. And then just release the toes back down, keeping that activeness. Close the eyes. Take a full breath in. Full breath out, let the shoulders melt. Let the eyes flutter open. Find a little looseness in the arms. I like a little bend in the elbows. Step a little bit wider here. We're going to find a twist, and it's going to come from the leg. So I'm going to drive up onto the left toes to spin myself to the right and just kind of let my spine go. And then the other way, drive into the right toes, lift the heel, drive into the right toes, spin to the left, just sort of let the spine go. Try that a couple times. And then let's link the two sides together. So drive into the left toes, twist right. Drive into the right foot, twist left. Keep going, twist right, twist left, twist right, twist left, right, left. Go as fast or as slow as you're comfortable with. Letting the feet move so that the knees don't spiral. So that the feet move us, and that rotation starts with the hip and then it travels up into the spine. Couple more. Good, and then just sort of unwind from here. Let yourself return back to center. Step up to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Ground down through the feet. This time they're under the hips. Work on the toes facing forward. No problem if they don't exactly, but let the knees face towards the toes. Lengthen the tailbone down. Ground into the left foot. Keep a little softness in that knee. Lift the right leg up. Basket the fingers. Bring that around the shin. Gather in. Now, as you did that, leave the left hand where it is. Bring the right hand, thumb to the hip. See if you can lengthen that hip down some so that we get this little bit more compression. Re-solidify through the left foot. Soften the knee. And then we're going to tilt down from here and then lift back up. Keep that soft compression, but release the hands. Extend that right leg so the tops of the toes tap behind you lightly. Again, check in with the hips. Lengthen the tailbone down, and then bring that right knee in. This time, pivot as you tap back. So right toes tap behind you. Hinge at the hips is a little more accurate. And then lift up. Tap that right top of the toe back as you hinge at the hips. Lift up. Good. Basket in. And then left hand to the outside of the thigh. Knee comes down in line with the hip. Twist over to the right. Hollow out through the low belly. You can reach that arm behind you or leave it on the hip. Drop the right hip bone down. One breath. Come back to center from here. Right foot down. Shift the weight into the right foot. Find that solidity in the feet. Lift the left leg up. Interlace the fingers. Basket the left shin. Gather in towards the chest. Soft through the right knee. And then lengthen that left hip down. So release the left hand. Put the thumb in the hip crease. Lengthen those hips a little more level. And then from here, pivot forward. Relift the torso up. Torso upright, release the shin, extend the leg, tap the top of the left toes behind you. Let them hover there so they just lightly rest. Lengthen the tailbone down. Solidify through the right foot. and then lift the right leg, thigh into chest. This time this is the left leg. Left thigh into chest. Send the left leg behind you, tap top of the foot, pivot, hinge from the hips. Lift back up, thigh into chest. Send the left foot back, hinge from the hips. Lift back up, thigh into chest. We're soft in the right knee. One more. Send the left foot back, hinge at the hips. Lift right back up, thigh into chest. Basket, bring that little compression in again, and then bring the left knee in line with the hip. Right hand to the outside of the thigh. Twist over to the left. Again, that hand can be behind you. It can be at the hip, but lengthen this left hip down so that we lengthen through the left side body. Come back to center here. Set the feet down. And then we'll reach forward, lengthen the tailbone, solidify through the feet, and start to bend the knees as we send the hips backwards. Pause here. Reground through the feet. Lengthen the tailbone, reach forward, and now reach the arms up and then sweep the arms back, down and back. Sweep the arms up, sweep them down and back. Sweep them up, solidify through the feet, sweep down and back, lengthen the tailbone. Sweep up, gather the glutes in, sweep back, shoulder blades down and back. Sweep up, this time we'll hinge. Sweep back, hinge belly on thighs. And then reach forward, lower the butt down to the earth. Bring the left leg, knee forward onto the earth, cross the right leg over, knee faces the ceiling. Level through the hips, right hand to the thigh, lengthen up through the left side body, and then twist right and give this right leg a little hug. Take this right arm, bring the fingertips to the base of the spine, wrap the shoulder blade back. So wrap the elbow back with it, and then knit the right ribs in. Lengthen up through the crown of the head, and then twist slightly deeper. Good. Come back to center from here. Take the hands to the right heel. So we're going to pick that heel up. Let's leave the right hand on the heel and gather the right knee in. So I have that soft compression again, that thing I just did. If I need to loosen this left knee up out to the side, that's fine. Lengthen up, and we're moving so you can now grab the heel in both hands and just bend and extend. And it really doesn't matter if the knee gets straight. This can look pretty small. But as we do this, try to keep lengthening through the side waist and through the back of the head. Goose. From here, right foot down. We have a couple visitors today. We're going to switch. This is Goose. We're going to switch our twist here. So from that seat, we've got the right knee facing roughly forward outside of the leg on the ground, and then that left leg crosses over, knee faces up. Lengthen up here, left hand to the outside of the thigh. Lengthen the right arm up, and then twist over to the left. Hug that left leg so that right arm wraps around it. Re-lengthen, level the hips. Sprinkle the fingertips behind you at the base of the spine. And then wrap the shoulder blade in. Wrap the left shoulder blade in, wrap the elbow back. Re-lengthen up, knit the left rib in. So we actually have to use the core slightly to do that. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Come back to center from here. Again, we're grabbing that left heel in both hands. And if you need to loosen that right knee out to the side, that's fine. We're all shaped a little differently. Let's leave the left hand on the heel. Take the right hand just to gather this knee in. So we've got knee, foot, and hip all directionally in line. And then take both hands to the heel. We'll bend and extend that right knee. So extending and bending. This can be big or small, no need for the leg to go all the way straight. But as we're moving, lengthen through the side waist, lengthen through the back of the neck and the crown of the head. Find your breath here. Good. And then set that back down, back up to standing. So see if you can get there with no hands. And that doesn't have to look like anything specific. It can be inventive, but find your way to stand at the top of your mat. Find your feet. Find your inner legs. Shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the right leg up. Basket the hands around the shin. Gather and lengthen the right hip down. High lunge, so soften the left knee. Hinge forward. Send the right foot back like we did, but this time we'll send it further back. Bend the left knee, right toes to the earth. Lift the arms overhead. Bend the right knee here. Scoop the tailbone under. Twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Plug the left shoulder blade in. Easy twist. Sprinkle the right fingertips to the earth. Lift up through the left fingers. Warrior two. So lift up, circle open, adjust the back heel down. Left toes forward, left knee forward. Right toes follow the right hip point. So they might angle a little bit in. Ground through the feet, nice deep bend in the left knee. Magnetize the inner legs together. Lift up through the pelvic floor. Knit the ribs in. Let the arms extend in either direction. Take one breath. Straighten the left leg. Kick the right heel in so that foot's now at a 45 facing back of the mat. Lift the left toes, bend the right knee. Good. Use the power of the right glute. Extend the right leg. Bring the left toes to face the side of your mat. Now bend the right knee again. Extend the right leg. Lift the toes. Bend the right knee again. Extend right leg. Set toes facing the side of the mat. Bend the right knee. Lift up. Lift the left toes up. Come on to sort of a high lunge, so come on to the back toes, fingertips to the earth, bend the left knee, perch pose. Pluck up the right leg, bend the knee, scoop the knee in towards the nose, compress the spine, or not compress the spine, but compress the body. And then set the right foot next to the left. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer. Find your feet. Ground into the right foot. Lift the left leg up. Interlace the fingers. Basket that shin in. Soften the right knee. Hinge forward from the hips. We're going to that lunge. So level out the hips. Think about extending that leg behind you. And then a little bit further left. Toes to the earth. Sweep the arms overhead. Bend the left knee. Scoop the tailbone under. Lengthen up. Square the hips. Left arm forward, right arm back, upright twist, plug the right shoulder blade in. Left finger sprinkled to the earth. Right arm up, easy twist. Warrior two. Circle around center, adjust the feet, open everything up. Right toes forward, right knee forward. Left toe follows the hip point, so it probably angles a little bit in. Ground into the feet, and then without moving them, magnetize the inner legs together. Feel that, lift that energy up through the spine, through the crown of the head. Arms extend in either direction. Find a breath. Straighten the right leg. Kick the left heel in at 45, so left toes face the back of the mat. Lift the right toes, bend the left knee, and then use the left glute to straighten the left leg. Set the right toes down facing the side of the mat, and then bend the left knee again. Straighten the left leg, lift right toes, they face up. Bend the left knee. Straighten the left leg. Right toes to the earth, face the side of the mat, bend the left knee. And then straighten the left leg, lift the right toes, go sort of through that lunge, so pivot on the back toes to face the top of the mat. Spring off the back toes, sprinkle the fingertips to the earth. Perch pose, bend the left knee, scoop the thigh in towards the belly, knee towards nose. Set the left foot next to the right. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Little more fluid. Exhale, hands to prayer. Lift the right leg up. Basket the shin, high lunge, set the pelvis, hinge, reach forward as you reach back, soften the left knee, right toes back, lift the torso, upright twist, right arm forward, left arm back, easy twist, right fingers down, left arm up, warrior two, open it all to the side of the mat, adjust the feet, check in with the legs and the knee. Skanda, straighten the left leg, kick the right heels in, bend the right knee, pause. Good, lengthen through the spine. So if this is a lot, stay a little bit higher. This feels okay, go a little bit lower. I always cue right heel on the ground here. Perch pose. So we're gonna spring there. Use the right leg, press into the earth, lift up, left toes down, spring forward, scoop that knee in towards the chest. And then from here, right foot next to the left. Inhale, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer. Shift the weight into the right foot, lift the left leg. Basket the shin, gather it in. High lunge, soften the right knee, hinge. Send arms forward as leg goes back. Left toes down, soften the knee, lift the torso. Upright twist, left arm forward, right arm back. Easy twist, left fingers down, right arm up. Warrior two. Adjust the feet, open to the side of the mat. Check in with the legs and the knee and the pelvic floor. Skanda, straighten the right leg, lift the toes. Left heel in, bend the left knee. Pause. So we can be pretty high here, we can be in the middle, or we can be low. But left heel on the ground, work on lengthening through the left side body. Now imagine the left leg, imagine the left glute. That's your power to spring to perch pose. Be nice to the hips and the knees. So spring, press into the earth to lift up, spin around to the top of the mat, sprinkle the fingertips down, gather the left knee into the chest, and then set left foot next to right. One more time, all the way through, nice and fluid, you guys. We can adjust this as much as you want. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer, lift the right leg. High lunge, arms forward, right toes back. Lift the torso, upright twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Easy twist, right fingertips down. Warrior two. Open to the side of the mat. Skanda, kick right heel in, lift the left toes, bend the right leg. Perch pose, press the earth away, use the right leg. Spin around to the top of the mat, scoop the knee into the face this time. Cross the right ankle in front of the left. Set the feet next to each other. Lift up halfway flat back. Level through the hips. You can always bend the knees here. And bow down. Taking a moment here. Twisted root. If you would like a little bit more, walk the hands over to the right. But leave the hips on center. Once they start to travel, we sort of lose the action we're going for here. Come back to center, ground into the feet, sweep the arms overhead. Arms overhead, uncross the ankles. Exhale, hands to prayer, lift the left leg. High lunge, soften the right knee. Arms forward, left leg back. Set the toes down, lift the torso, upright twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Left fingertips to the earth, easy twist, right arm up. Warrior two, adjust the feet, open to the side of the mat. Skanda, straighten the right leg, lift the toes, kick the left heel in, bend the knee. Perch pose, use the power of the back leg to spring forward. Left knee towards nose here, and then ankles cross, forward fold, left ankle in front of the right. Set the feet down, lift up halfway, level through the hips, lengthen, you can always bend the knees. And then bow from here. Breathe into the back body. Again, if you walk the hands to one side, on this side it would be over to the left. Coming back to center, ground into the feet, lift to standing, sweep the arms overhead. uncross the feet. And then again, reach forward, ground to the feet, bend the knees, send the tailbone back. So this is a modified chair pose. Gather the pelvic floor, scoop the tailbone long, and then all the way to a C. Lower, lower, lower as you reach forward, and the bum comes down. Lift into your Navasana. So the low belly here, down below the belly button, sinks in, and then it lifts its way up, and the shoulders can just float here. Think about that magnetizing of the legs together, balls the big toe together. And then from here, extend the left leg, bend the right knee into the chest, reach the arms forward, lower onto the low back, and then lift back up. Extend the right leg, bend the left thigh into the chest, reach the arms forward, lower till the low back is on the earth, and then lift back up. A few more. Right knee bends, left leg extends, arms forward, lower onto the low back, lift your way back up. Right leg forward, left knee bends, arms forward, lower to low back, lift back up. Right knee bends, lower halfway, lift back up. Left knee bends, lower halfway, lift back up. Right knee bends, lower onto the low back, lift back up. Left knee bends, lower onto the low back, lift back up. Right knee bends, lower, left, left bends, lower, left, right bends, lower, left, left bends, lower, lift. Two more. Right bends, lower, left, left bends, lower, lift. Bend both knees, keep the feet off of the earth. Try to lengthen up as we gather the thighs in. This is strangely tricky. Melt the shoulders down and then extend the legs. Boat pose, Navasana. You're welcome to bring the arms overhead. And then bend the knees, release the feet to the earth. Take a moment, breathe some space into the front body. Walk the feet so they're in line with the hips. Ground the backs of the thighs and then roll down one vertebrae at a time. Take a breath here on the back. Walk the feet in towards the sit bones. So pretty close, but not all the way to touching. Find the feet again. Lift the toes, spread the toes. Ground through the ball of the big toe. Ground through the ball of the pinky toe. Press through the heel. Now, as you're pressing through all three of those points of the toes and lifting the arches, maybe you actually notice the legs set in line with the hips and the length happen in the tailbone and the low belly start to engage. Keep that and simply send the toes down. Press into the feet, start at the base of the spine. Peel your way up, one vertebrae at a time, bridge pose. Maybe you walk the arms a little closer. Maybe you interlace the hands behind you. Press into the feet, lift the hips higher. Option to lift one leg, extend it straight out. So instead of going up, go straight out. Try to level the hips and then bend that knee, set that foot down. Re-solidify into the feet, lift the hips up again, other side. Lift the other foot, send it straight out from the hip so it's like at a diagonal. Bend the knee, set it back down. And then press into the feet, re-solidify. Come up on the toes, split the hands, start with the top of the spine. Roll your way back down. Slow, 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 slow. When you've gotten there, gather the knees in towards the torso. Give them a soft squeeze. Roll slightly on the low back, just side to side. Split the knees so they come towards the armpits. The feet split as well. Happy baby. Lift the feet so that they begin to stack over the knees. Grab the feet somewhere. So insides, outsides, big toes. Just use the weight of the hands to ground down. So sort of from the feet through the shins, and what that's going to do is get into the hips as well. Keep some length in the back of the neck. We're working on lengthening the tailbone down, but if it lifts up, don't worry about it too much. And if you want to rock and roll side to side a little bit, you can. Release your happy baby. Extend the legs long, feet a little wider than the hips, arms by the sides, palms up. If you're done for the day, rest here in your Savasana as long as you'd like. And if you'd like to work out some more, your body's prepped for it. If you've chosen Savasana, just commit fully. Thank you all so much for joining today. Peace for the body, peace for the mind, and peace for the spirit.